Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we will talk about self-study report for the program. This is the new NCAAA form TP112. As you know, the NCAAA works under the umbrella of Education and Training Evaluation Commission in Saudi Arabia. This is a new form, less work than the previous one. Here we have 5 standards, not 6 standards, because the first 2 standards are merged. Also, we have here less criteria. We had 96 criteria, and here we have only 48. So the self-study report for program become more easy to fill and less work. This is the cover page. This is the second page, the same information. Here we are writing the general information about the program. As you know, before starting filling this form, you have to collect all the needed information and evidence. But as I said before, for 5 standards. The institution, the name of your university, the college name, engineering, department name, electrical engineering, program, electrical engineering, report date, you can pick any date. For example, here, contact information, it can be the information of the head of department or the program coordinator. For example, Dr. Abdul Rahman Qawasmi, title Associate Professor. I don't know why we have, you can make it like this. Okay. Email at SA and mobile 05 314044525. Okay, let's go to the next page. We have here the contents. For your information now, you cannot update the contents because every title is linked inside the SSRP, which is good. You don't need to touch this table, but let's list the main information in this table of contents. First, the self-study report preparation guidelines, executive summary, program profile. The program profile, we have program mission, program goals, list of the program achievements, awards, and significant accomplishments, total credit hours, preparatory or foundation program, if any, major tracks or pathways, if any, intermediate exit points, awarded degree, if any, branches offering the program, program statistical data. Under the program statistical data, we have students enrollment, classification of students based on mode of study for the current year. Current year means the year that you are writing the SSRP. Maybe you are in the first semester and you are writing for the previous year, so the current year is the previous year. If you are writing by the end of the academic year, so the current year is what is the current year that you will write about. Graduation rate, number of teaching staff, classification of teaching staff according to mode of study, overall assessment of program statistical data. The second, as you see, we have program profile. What we listed now, it is all about program profile. The second, we have program self-study. The benchmarking, partners and selection criteria, reasons. This is about the about the program self-study. We have two items, summary of KPIs and benchmarks. The third is evaluation in relation to quality standards. Now you will write how did you evaluate your program based on NCAAA requirements and standards. As you see, we have only 5 standards. The first standard still program management and the quality assurance and contains some criteria about mission and goals. The second standard teaching and learning. The third standard students. The fourth standard faculty, and the last one, the fifth standard learning resources, facilities and equipment. So there is no changes in the names, just we have maybe a faculty. I think maybe it was faculty and something else. Now it is just faculty, standard number 4. The fourth section is about independent evaluations. This is all optional. Previously it was compulsory, is a must, and you had to provide a report about the independent evaluator and to write to write your action plan based on his feedback or comments. So now it's optional. You can evaluate, or you can also not evaluate your SSRP. And the good news also, the self-evaluation scale is not required now. Self-evaluation scale is not required, so it is only SSRP as a self-study report. Action recommendations, of course, finally, and attachments. Attachments, they are required. There are attachments that are required by NCAAA, and maybe you need to add some attachments that you think they are important and necessary for the SSRP, self-study report for programs. Let's start with, as you know, this is the regulations and how to fill the SSRP. So, self-study report preparation guidelines. It is written here that the report aims primarily to support the development of the program's performance. To achieve this purpose, the following points should be taken into account. The first point is the accuracy and credibility of the data and information are maintained throughout the report. So the collected data should be accurate and correct. Evaluation results of the indicators are provided with supporting evidence. All key performance indicators results should be provided with evidence, with samples of surveys, with data, the sources of data, and so on. Informal, vague, exaggerated or subjective expression are avoided, as well as those that are generally unnecessary or incorrect. So try to avoid such expressions, whether they are general way or they are not needed, or your opinion or something is not correct. Only relevant evidence and data that lead to informed conclusions are presented, which is important here. When you collect any information, you need to support with the correct evidence and related to this data or to these data or to this information. Evaluation results are correlated with improvement priorities. This is also important because from my own experience, I saw that they wrote, for example, evaluation results that we need more instructors, or there is low satisfaction of students with, for example, with academic advising, and the improvement priorities related to something else. For example, buying new labs or something. So the improvement priorities should be correlated and linked to the evaluation results. Elaboration on general description should be avoided. The focus should be directed to the main aspects. If you are talking about advising, talk about advising. The advising, we have procedure, we have process about advising. Do not talk generally about advising. Talk about specific, which means talk about mechanism, procedures, evidence, implementation, samples, something like this. Do not talk in general. We have a good advising, and advising is one of the best advising in all of the world, or something like this. Talk specifically about the main aspects, which will be better, and it will be less written material and will be understood directly by the evaluator. Perspective comments should be essentially made on criteria that are rated less than 3 or above 4. This means you have for some of results they are below 3 out of 5 or above 4 out of 5. In this case, it is preferred to not prefer. You have to make a comments. For example, if the satisfactions of students about courses is less than 3, 2.5 out of 5, and you left it without comments, no, you have to comment to give reasons or to give your action plan, future plans regarding this issue. Or, for example, you have 4.9, 4.8 results about, for example, satisfaction of faculty members with learning resources. You have to write, yes, because we have a good offices, we distributed or give instructors new laptops or something like this. You have to show why you have such results. So all evidence and the proofs on which the self-study was based should be attached and uploaded to the academic accreditation portal on the NCAAA ETC website. Really, from my own experience, now most of universities or programs, they upload their material to the Google Drive and send the link to the NCAAA and evaluators. But maybe now, because it is new regulations and new standards, user login information will be sent to a coordinator in order to upload all the information to the specific website for academic accreditation portal. And of course, it is good if all material as evidence and the proofs is linked to the standards and what is written inside the SSRP, which will make it will be easy for the evaluator to follow every evidence directly by linking the evidence inside the SSRP. Also, it is written here, do not attach file photos, messages, emails, notes, questionnaires, memos to the self-study report. These may be made available for consultation during the program's review visit, which is also important. If you have something like photos, big photos, or emails, or something that you think this is important as a proof, you can leave it for the review panel when they will visit your university and show them directly. So you will see that there is no photos, emails, messages, notes, or questionnaires inside the SSRP or on the portal. So this is also you have to take an account. Now let's start with the executive summary. What is the executive summary here? It is the overall result of the evaluation of each standard, the most visible strengths and the most significant improvements, and the program level should be included along with the operational recommendations. The overall evaluation in relation to quality standards. Now, previously we had self-evaluation scale, and for every standard we have a lot of the criteria, and for every criteria you have to evaluate by 3, 4, or 5 stars and have the average. Now there is, as I said before, there is no need for self-evaluation scale. Just after finishing your SSRP, you can write here overall evaluation. For example, program management 4, teaching and learning 4, students 4, teaching staff 3, for example, learning resources 4 out of 5. I do not advise you to write 5. You can write 5, but you have to submit a solid evidence and solid documents about the implementation of this standard. Now let's go to the program profile. You need to write here your mission, the mission of your program. I think the mission of your program. What is important here? The mission of your program should be the same as in the SSRP, in the program specification, on the student's handbook, and the college handbook, on the website. Everywhere your mission should be the same. If you updated your program mission and program goals, please be sure or make sure that they are the same everywhere, because this is important. The program evaluators will check your mission and goals. If we talk about the mission and program goals, what is important here? It is important that your mission and goals should cover educational and what we call operational goals, which means not your mission and goals should not be only educational about the graduates and their skills and about education. Also, you need to include something related to the faculty research and community service of faculty members of the program. And in this case, your program not only offered or graduate only engineers or students, also it make research to the benefit of the community, and there is community services can be provided by faculty members. So you have to be aware, because as you know, in your KPIs that is approved by NCAAA, there are some KPIs related to the research, and you cannot measure the research or increase the performance and the quality of research and have a good KPIs about them if you don't have it in your mission and goals. A list of the program achievements awards, you can write here your achievements. You are, for example, accredited internationally. Maybe you have the first place internally by competition, some competitions awards. You can write everything here. This is the total credit hours. Mostly they are writing the with preparatory or foundation year or without. You have to explain. I can write for the 131 without sorry, 131 without foundation year, or you can write with foundation year. If you have foundation year, describe, write a summary about foundation year, including its management, relationship with academic program learning outcomes, and how many academic credits are granted into the program and included in the GPA. There are some programs they are not. They don't include the GPA of foundation year in their program. They are include some of them. Explain the importance of the foundation year. List all the courses of the foundation year, how your program through the college manage these courses in order to be sure that their learning outcomes are in high level and they are fit with the program requirements. Regarding the major tracks, pathways, if you have tracks, for example, communication track, and for example, power track. Regarding tracks, not all programs they have tracks. If you have, write it. If you don't have, don't write. But the track, it is a path that the student can select after finishing some credit hours. After the, for example, for 8-level program, maybe after the 5th or 6th, can take the last 2 levels in to be more to focus on other path or some specific specialized subjects. You can write here for communication, for example, 23 credit hours, 23 or something like this, or 20. Usually they are the same. If you have intermediate exit points, and now it is a must in the new programs, for example, if students finished 100 credit hours or 70 credit hours, you can give him a certificate or a degree, and this degree should be fit with the requirements. For example, you have 3 types of or 3 types. The first type can be, for example, intermediate diploma with minimum 70 credit hours. You have credit hours here, so you don't need to write credit hours. Maybe you have the bachelor degree. You don't have to write it because on the exit point there is something regarding the I think, I don't remember the name, but it is diploma as technician diploma with, for example, 45 credit hours. So you can your students can have a degree. If you don't have it, just write not applicable. If you don't have it, just write not applicable for all of them. The branches usually for males, females, or for males in different locations, in different cities. If you have branches, write your branches. For example, we have branch Majma, Uni, Majma, city, main building, or engineering campus. Or if you have another, we can write, for example, this is for male, or you can, for example, it's all example, just an example. You have another, and another, for example, Zulfi branch, and for female or females. So if you have it, just write it here. Now let's go to the students enrollment. We have this table. We have this table, students enrollment. You can see you have to write the proposed number of enrolled students, male, female, and the total for the 2 years ago, last year, current year, expected next year. All of information should be prepared from the admission deanship, and right here, for example, proposed number of enrolled students 2 years ago. For example, 25 males and 15 females, so the total is 40. This is proposed. The last year we proposed also 25, 20 female, and we have 45. And this year we proposed number of enrolled students, for example, 15, 35, and we have 50. Be careful with just numbers, because proposing number of enrolled students should be justified based the capacity, the infrastructure, they have the number of needed faculty members, and so on. You have to explain why 25, not 40. And who's decided 25? The university, the college, the program, and based on what? For the proposed expected for the next year, we can write 25, 25, and the total is 50. So it is important to write logic numbers here. Now you are writing total numbers of really enrolled students. I proposed 25. I had 23 males and, for example, 14 females. So actually I have 37. Last year proposed 25. I had 25 girls, 17. I have 42. The current year I proposed 15, 12, and 27, and now 39. Next year expected to be enrolled, really it should be the same as above, because you are proposing and expecting the same number. Number of enrolled international students, if you have places or for international students, as you know, scholarship or something like this. For example, 5, 10, maybe 4, 3, 7. As you know, the number of international students, it's always less than the national or Saudi students. 1, 0, 1. We can write here expected next year. No, expected a lot, really. A lot wants, but places they are limited. So 5, for example, and the total is 15. Now average class size. You have to divide the number of students, total number of students. This is enrolled students. They are not the total number of your students. They are enrolled new students. Average class, the total number of students over the number of faculty members. The number of classes and faculty members, of course. It also depends. So the average classes will be, because the cohort you have enrolled about 25, I think 25 males, and we have 50. And if you want the real, you have to get the information from the admission and write specifically. For example, it was 23.6. Right here, for example, 11.4 for the last year. You have to write all the actual numbers. For expected year, you can write 25, 25, and 50. And you can write other numbers here, actually, from the college or admission internship, where you can find this actual information. 2.3, you can write here to 2.6, and so on. Here you can write 34, 35, here 40, 44.9, here for 17.5, and this 27.1, and you have here 30 and 44.9. 6, and so on. Now, regarding the ratio of students to teaching staff, I think it should be calculated as a number of students, total number of students divided by teaching staff. Sometimes you have teaching staff, they are part-time or full-time. If they're full-time, they are regularly, you can write the ratio, but it is better to write the ratio for only the full-time. The full-time, for example, a ratio of students to teaching staff. So you have to start by students. For example, 15 to 1, 18 to 1, total. Now the total, you can take the average or take the total number of students, male and females, and divide it by the total number of male and females faculty members, which will be more correct. Will be more correct. So you can write here the ratio. And you have here at expected. I think expected should be within the normal. Okay. Regarding expecting, you have to your expectation to be close to the real. Why they are want from you to write 2 years ago, last year, current year, because based on the previous numbers you have to expect for the next year. Classification of students based on mode of study. For Saudi, it is now the total number. For example, you have 170 for males, you have 120 females, so the total number is 394. For non-Saudi, you have 13, females 11, so they are 24. So the total you have 24 and 394. It will be, if we sum, it will be 8 and will be 1 and will be 4. So 400, if we can take 6, 416. 416. That's right, 400. If I take 6 from here, we will have, so 118. 418. Now, if you have distance education, if you don't have, you don't need to write. It's okay. Graduation rate, it is one of the KPIs that they are that it is requested by the NCAAA. So, for example, 3 years ago, number of graduates for diploma, if you have exit points, for example, 12. 2 years ago, 10. Last year, 6. The bachelor, maybe you have 23. 2 years ago, 27. Last year, you have 30. So all number of graduates in general, it is not related to the cohort or the enrolled students in general. 3 years ago, I had 23 bachelor and 12 they are diploma, which is the total is 35. I have here 37 and now 36. The employment, of course, you have need to collect information after 6 months of graduations of your students to know they are working, employed or not employed. So the number of employed from the 35, for example, 30, here 32, here 27, and you need to write the ratio of employed to the total graduates. So this will be 30 over 35. This will be 32 over 37 and we have 27 over 30. Really, I don't understand how can I make a ratio of graduates employment with mixed diploma and bachelor. I prefer to make the ratio of employed to total graduates separately for diploma and for bachelor, because they are different degree, different knowledge and different outcomes. Now, if we talk about number of teaching staff, as I said before, maybe you have two types of teaching staff. You have Saudi, non-Saudi. You can have also, we will see, full-time and part-time. Professors 1, male 0, total 1, non-Saudi 3, females 1, total 4. Associate 3, female 1, total 4, 6, 3, 9, 8, 5, 13, 7, 4, 11. So the total here we have 12, 6, here we have 18, we have 16, 8, and 24. The total, this is for PhD holders. If they are other teaching staff, lecturer, for example, 3, 1, 4, 0, 0, 0. Teaching assistants, we have 4, 1, 5, 0, 0, 0. Demonstrator, we don't have it. So this is the distribution of teaching staff as Saudi, non-Saudi, male and female. Write the total here. 4, we have total 12, and here we have total 7. We have total here 6, we have total 2, we have 9, we have 0, 0, 0. Now, if we want to talk about the average teaching load for all teaching staff, you can take for 2 semesters the load and take the average. For example, for all professors, you have 1 and 3, 4 and 5 professors. If the average, will be, for example, for males 9, for female 8, and the total is 17. For the associate professor 11, for female 10, it will be 21. For assistant, for example, 12 will be 12. Can be a ratio number or floating point number, so it is based on the actual numbers. You have to here the total, as you see, 21 will be 20, 32. Here we have 22 or 30, and the total, of course, should be 62. Now we have, that's right, 10, 21, 24, yes, 24, we have 40, 50, 51, 52, 62, yes. Now, for lecturers, it depends. 7, 6, 13, teaching assistants, 4, 5, 9, here 0, 0, 0, and the total, of course, 11, 11, and 22. So we have now filled the table numbering of teaching staff. Now, as you see, insert a separate table for the main campus. If you have another branch, you have to add another table for every branch. No, this is assuming for one branch, and they have another branch with males and females. If this branch only for males, write only for males. The second branch will be for females. If it is mixed in every branch, you can write every table for every branch for male and female. This is important to attach a list of all faculty members, name, gender, nationality, degree, mode of study, on campus, distance education, academic rank, general and specific, specialty, institution, graduate from, all needed information here in one table. Make a table, list it is two or three pages, and should be attached to the SSRP. They want to see the specializations they are fit with the program, the scientific fields. They are from different cultures, from different countries, different universities. So it will be all in this list that you have to attach. Now let's go to the classification of teaching staff according to mode of study. As we see here, we have a number about 18 PhD and 24, which means we have 42, and we have here also 9, which is 51. For 32, we can write we have full-time, for example, 39 full-time. This is on campus. Distance education, we don't have it. Part-time, we have 3. Full-time equivalent, for example, 2. Or let's make it a 3. Full-time equivalent. Full-time, which means it is a part-time, but it works as a full-time. Where regarding the load, regarding the administrative work, the tasks, so the full-time. There are some part-time, they are only for 1 or 2 courses. They are teaching and going back to their universities. Okay, so for females, we said from here, we have 18 males and 24. Sorry, we have here for females, we have 6 and 8. 6 and 8, so 14. Full-time 11, 3, and we have for males 12. We have 18 and 12 and 16, 28. So we have 25, 3, and 3. Or we can write 22, and you can write here 6, and 4 of them, they are full-time equivalent. Okay. Now, we finished the classification of teaching staff according to mode study. Study now, overall assessment of program statistical data. You have to write here strengths, areas, and priorities of improvement. The strengths of the program of this statistical data, you can talk about the strength related to the, for example, sufficient number of faculty members with different positions that cover all fields, for example, and this is should be shown as the students to faculty ratio. You can also write strengths about the employment ratio or percentage. Okay, this is a strength about, for example, 90% of our graduates are employed. For area and priorities, in the previous form was three items here: strengths, improvements, I think, after that area of improvement, and after that priorities. Now areas and priorities for improvement, they are together. So for example, increasing the number of female instructors. As I said before, your priorities should be related to the the results of measured KPIs or results that you have. So you have to write nothing general, but related to this section, which is about data and statistics. So it is written here: overall assessment of program statistical data. Let's go now to the program self-study. Now, benchmarking partners and selection criteria and reasons. Really, for benchmarking, you have internal benchmarking, which is usually an internal other program that is similar to yours. Selection criteria, for example, accredited, similar, because it is an engineering program, and other criteria. Also, you have external benchmark, which is a program from other university. Program from other university. You have also to write reason. Why did you choose the university rank the program is rated it, for example, similar conditions and environment and KPIs. So you have to justify why you choose this program as a benchmark from other university. Here you have to list all the KPIs and benchmark from NCAAA. They are 17, and I advise to add 1 or 2 related to the community service. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. You can add what? So here, important note: provide description analysis for each KPI under the rated standard with a trend. Now, right here, only the KPI, the results of KPI, internal, external benchmark. After that, you have to distribute these KPIs over standards, and you have under every standard to give description and analysis with a trend. For example, you write KPI here. For your KPIs, they are all program. KPIs number 1. I think it is right. The number is enough or to the description, but it is placed only for the number. But I think it is not enough. I think you can. I think I made a mistake. You can write here KPI P1. We have to make the font smaller. See. So this is a problem here. Now this is KPI 1. I think you have to make it this is from the form itself. So this will be the description, the percentage. I don't remember actually the other achieved indicators or KPIs, the actual that you measured for this current year, 90%, the target benchmark that you put from the previous year, 85, internal benchmark 95, and external benchmark, for example, 96. So you have to write all KPIs here. This is the actual in this current year. This is the target that you specified from the previous year, and this is the internal benchmark, and this is the external benchmark. Okay. As I said before, write all KPIs here, 17 plus 2 for community service or any KPIs you need. Well, maybe you can choose a separate 4 or 5 KPIs from the college operational plan that is related to the university strategic plan. Evaluation in relation to quality standards. Now you are starting write the evaluation of the, as you see here, this is the evaluation based on the self-evaluation scale. It is not needed more as a separate report. It is now included inside the SSRP. You have to, the process how to evaluate every criteria. The criteria here is less than the previous. As I said previously, there were 96 criteria. Now we are talking about 48 only. And as you see, the mission is included in the program management and the quality assurance. So you have essential criteria. This one essential. This is the second one. Essential criteria that should not be less than 3. Evaluate here. The number that you'll put here should be the same as you put here in the beginning, if you remember. I think should be the same. Okay, thank you very much. Next part we will talk about standards, evaluation in relation to quality standards in the part 2. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.